Welcome to the Paladin cards for the Scholomance Academy. First off, we have First Day of School. 0 cost Paladin card, add 2 random 1 cost minions to your hand. I think it's fine. Like, if you need more... it just goes between. Would you rather have 2 random 1 costs, or would you have 1 cost that you really want? I think it depends on maybe the deck you're playing, I'd say. It obviously creates value, because it's free. It's 100% free. It helps with any kind of spell burst card as well. So that can always be good. So I think there is potential. There's some decent potential for this. So because of that, I am going to give it a 5 out of 10. Goody 2 Shields. 3 cost 4/2 with Divine Shield. Spell Burst gains Divine Shield. So Spell Burst is only obviously triggered once. So even without the Spell Burst, I don't think it's a bad card. A 4/2 for 3 is still fine. Now you've also got that Spell Burst to do Divine Shield again. So, I think it's really strong. I think it's a decent card if you need to find some kind of good 3 cost to maybe kind of control the board. Or even something aggressive, because it's 4 attack on a 3 cost. It's pretty good. And then the Spell Burst is something also relatively aggressive then too, so the spell that you cast, I'm saying, would also be aggressive, but I think it's very good. I will actually give this a 7 out of 10. Argent Regard. 2 cost 1/1 Battlecry, gain attack and health to match the highest in the battlefield. Which, this can be pretty darn good. If your opponent has something big on the board, you play your Bragart to equal that big thing. And then you probably also have some card that then deals with that card, which then is a huge turn of who's in control. That's what I'm looking for. That is the word that I am looking for. A huge control shift easily with that kind of combo there. So and if you don't have anything for it, it's basically 2 costs, clears whatever your opponent had, which for 2, it's not bad. This has it's obviously very situational as well, as you would expect. But, and also if you're ahead, you get even more ahead very easily. Like, if you have a board with something big on it, you can play this for really cheap and get another big guy. So it is an easy way to get even more ahead than you already were, as well as another option that you have. So it's still very situational, yet it has flexibilities. But the reason it's still situational is because, like, if there's nothing on the board, it's just a 2 cost 1/1. If your opponent doesn't really have anything big and you don't have anything big, it's not a good idea to play this. It's just very situational, but also flexible with the type of situations that it can help in. So I will give it a 6 out of 10 for just because of how useful it still can be. Blessing of Authority, 5 cost, spell, give a minion +8/+8 if it can't attack heroes this turn. Very good for especially a control paladin, for example, because you don't care about hitting the face that turn. You most likely are caring about taking control of the board, so you give a minion a huge buff. And even if you can't hit face that turn, you can still hit it next turn. It will just hurt. It will just take that extra turn, but it will hurt. It could be very good for, like, Immortal Prelude deck, if anything. I know that was... I think that was popular, or it never really took off. I don't remember. But it could be very good for any type of deck with Spellburst, or a Control Paladin, or some type of... any type of Spell Paladin, I guess, technically. Or something like that. I think it, just because of the cost and what it does, I think it's completely a usable card. It's never gonna be a card where it's like, oh, it's so bad that no one will ever use it. No, I think it's still got uses for sure, and that's how I like to base it off. Is that it could have uses, even if it's not necessarily useful in this specific meta. Let's say next expansion comes out, this could be useful then. I just normally give low ratings to cards that it's like, it will never be useful no matter what. Like that stinking chest. Why are you giving us a 4-cost 0/4 with Death Rattle, draw 2 cards? That's completely useless. Anyway, Blessing of Authority is, I think, pretty solid. I'm going to go with 6 out of 10 on this one. Justicus Jr. 6-cost, 4/9, lifesteal. I really like this card. I think it's very good. A 9-health minion that costs 6. You don't really see that like anywhere else. Plus it has lifesteal, which is really nice with the 9 health because it sticks around for... it's very difficult to deal with because of that high health. And it's right on that 4 attack, which means priests have a difficult time with dealing with it. Shadow Word Pain doesn't work. Shadow Word Death doesn't work. Forbidden Words is the only one that will work. Or invoke that Time Rip. Time Rip, that's the card. Or you gotta do Time Rip. Which, are they really gonna want to use it on this? Probably not. It just feels bad because it has a lowish attack, like 4, but it's still got a lot of health. Which means you're hopefully going to get a good amount of lifesteal out of this. Which makes me think it's really good. I'm going to go with 7 out of 10 on this one. I don't know exactly what kind of deck it would go into. Probably a control, possibly. But it's just a thought. I think I butchered this the last time. Let's do it again. Tarleon the Tenard. 8 costs 3/12 legendary with Rush. Whenever this attacks a minion, you set the defender's attack and health to 3. I have thought a bit more on this one. And I still don't like it that much. Most likely, you're going to get 1 attack off of a big minion that's out there, which you turn then into a 3/3 attack and kill it. And then your opponent will probably have something to kill this guy. And most likely, if this guy's on the board, he's going to be targeted first before anything else. Because your opponent can attack it with whatever minions they have, and if he wants to attack back with that thing, doesn't matter how much health or attack it has that you're attacking, it's going to die. So he's just going to throw your throw his stuff at it anyway. Like, if I have a 6/2, I might as well just throw it at this guy, because I would get to do more damage than if he attacked me, because then my minion would only get 3 attack instead of the 6. So it's just better in that way. So kind of, in a way, because of the wording and how the card works, it's almost like it has taunt, basically. So I'm getting around to it a little bit, but it just seems weird. It seems kind of good. Like, I'm sure a lot of people think this card is very good, but I just don't really like it. It's just weird. So I'm gonna, for this card, I'm gonna go with a 5 out of 10 again, right in the middle. And that'll be it for the Paladin cards. Next time, I will talk about the Druid cards. I will see you then.